How about that? Spring has sprung here at the Stroud House. I tell you, we always know when spring comes around here because Mama Stroud's garden just starts to pop with flowers. I'm sure I've mentioned to you before, you don't need a lot of ground to grow as much as 4 or 5 pounds of weed. We do it all right here on this little backyard strip that we call home. So watch us transform this backyard into a cannabis jungle. You got your seeds? I tell you what, let's go inside, let's get a cup of coffee on, and let's germinate some seeds and get this year off and running. Today's Germination Day, and if this is your first time visiting us here at Stroud Loud, we're a unique group of people who love to learn together about the secrets and the fun of cultivating marijuana for yourself at home organically. At this time, I'm sorry to say that this is adult content, so if you are under 18 years old, you need to leave now. As always, I do suggest that you get yourself some distilled water. I'm a big believer in distilled water when you're germinating seeds, and we'll get into the benefits of distilled water here in a little bit. But let's go out and get the seeds. Now, as you remember, you can store seeds for quite some time. I keep mine in this old storage refrigerator here I have out in the garage. Used to be my beer refrigerator, but now that I don't drink anymore, it doesn't get much use. But it does protect my seeds all year long. I keep them in these nice dark glass mason jars, and these seeds will last forever. So let's take a look and see what we've got here to work with as far as the old seed department goes. Yeah, so I've got seeds in here that are 5 and 6 years old. But this season, the seeds that we're going to grow, purposely we're going to grow some stuff that's 3 to 4 years old, just so you can see how quickly they sprout. But yeah, I kind of forget what I have in here. I have that Jamaican lemonade. That I got when I was in Jamaica from an old school smoker, LSD. We're definitely going to try this year. That's the one that kind of hermied on us last year. That was very sad. I really missed having that plant around. But we've also got some Jack Hera. That's just a classic old school strain. For all you old smokers out there, this is the kind for sure. So we're going to have 4 different strains. We're going to choose the Jack Hera this year. We're going to do the LSD, California Dream, and Godfather OG. That's the lineup. It's always a good practice to use the seeds you're going to use, but put all the rest back and keep them cold. You don't want to get them to room temperature. Just take them out of the fridge, do what you got to do, and let's get them put back nice and safe. The beauty about distilled water is it goes through a purifying process where they bring the water to a raging boil to create condensation. Basically, they're heating the water to create steam and then turning it around and cooling the steam to create more water. What this does is it leaves all of the minerals behind. It leaves the salts, the heavy metals, and any contaminants in your water behind, leaving you with nearly pure H2O. This is perfect for seedlings for sure, but as they get older, we'll be changing up to some different types of water we'll talk about here in the future. I have found over the years that these largemouth shot glasses work really well to germinate seeds in. Gives you plenty of room to maneuver like a spoon or something in once that taproot shows. So you can use whatever type of jar or glass that you like. Just remember, you got to get those seeds out, and access is a big key there. Now, do I have to remind us all that we do have to accept the fact that we are stoners? Folks, label things, label everything, label your seed bags, label your start jars, label your pots. You will forget which seed was what. So this is a great practice to do. Now, I have this little labeling machine, but you can get a piece of masking tape and a black Sharpie. Is all you need, but just make sure you label it. I promise you, it will pay big dividends in the end. When adding your distilled water to the glasses, you don't need to fill them up. You really only need about a half an inch to an inch, and that should be more than enough to give those taproots room to sprout. So before we drop these seeds in the water, I think it's important that we talk a little bit about the genetics that we're going to be using today. And I want to emphasize, you should not be chasing THC. Don't go out and just get the seed that has the highest THC rating, because cannabis is so much more than that. Truly, it's all about the terpenes. So let's understand a little bit about what it is that we're actually going to grow this year. And this is how we're going to build a complete terpene-driven grow. 4 strains, 4 completely different experiences. Starting with a Jack Herer, this is your daytime driver, dominated by terpene, supported by limonene and pinene. This one is all about energy, creativity, and focus. This is my get up and go to cultivar for sure. Then we have California Dream, truly one of my favorites. This is a very balanced hybrid. You've got myrcenine, limonene, caryophyllene, and humulene. This gives you a very relaxed body, positive mood, and just a smooth, easy ride. This is that middle of the day kick back and enjoy it strain for sure. Then we have Godfather OG. Yes, truly the godfather of all OGs. This strain is not for the light at heart. High in myrcenine, backed by caryophyllene, this has a deep relaxation feel to it. Stress relief comes on, and full shutdown mode is in your future. This is a nighttime strain, no questions asked. And then finally, we have LSD. What a fun strain this is. This one leans into the terpenes and the limonene with support from caryophyllene and myrcenine. This gives you a more euphoric, creative, almost a psychedelic style experience, but still grounded enough to stay enjoyable. So what you're looking at here is not just 4 strains. This is a full terpene spectrum lineup: daytime, midday, evening, and experimental. And that's how you grow smart in 2026, not by chasing THC, but by building your garden around terpene profiles. Okay, so I already dropped the seeds into these little shot glasses, and now I'm going to store them in this cabinet in my office for a couple, 2 or 3 days. They'll stay nice and undisturbed here and in total darkness. So what I did do is I hung this towel over the opening of the door, just in case any light wanted to infiltrate in. So they've been sitting in this dark cabinet now for just under 30 hours. And let's take a look. Oh, wait a minute. I see a tail. Guess what, folks? We have germination. I can't believe it, man. This happened fast. Remember, folks, these seeds are almost 5 years old, and they germinated in less than 30 hours. Let's take a look at this one. Yep, that one's got a tail too. All right, taproots are out, folks. Germination for 2026 has been a success. I have gotten plenty of blowback from other growers about starting my seedlings in Fox Farms Ocean Forest. They say it's too hot. Well, folks, it's not. It works just fine for your seedlings, so don't be scared of it. So what we're going to need now are some 1-gallon pots, and we're going to transplant these little seedling shoots into their temporary home. Okay, so one of the things that you'll notice when you open a bag of this Fox Farms is it does feel warm. There's no question about it. You just want to open it up and you just want to break up some of these clumps and get some air moving through it before you start putting it in your pots. And what we're going to do, if you remember from last year, folks, we're going to fill these pots up, but not all the way to the top. We're going to leave a couple 2 to 3 inches right there on the top. Because remember, when these plants start to stretch, we're going to need some room to backfill, which we'll talk about in another upcoming episode. So do know, once your seed has sprouted that taproot, they are very, very delicate. They can break very easily. So you'll want to get some kind of utensil like a spoon or something that you can get underneath that seed while it floats in the water and transport it to its new temporary home. Well, okay, that first one went without a hitch. 1 down, 3 to go. When you're making the hole in your soil, you want to go up to about your first little knuckle on your first finger. That's about 1/2 inch, and that's really all that you want to do. Now I'm going to go underneath this seed, and I'm going to have it sit nicely in this little ladle. Now I got a little bit too much water in this, so I'm going to just drain a little bit of the water. I don't want too much dropping. Yeah, that's better. And we're going to drop that right in the hole. Looks like it placed itself just fine. And now I'm going to slowly put some soil and lightly pat it down. Now this distilled water that it was sitting in, I'm going to use it. I'm going to pour it over the back of my spoon, kind of diffuse it. So I'm not looking for any kind of soil erosion here. I just want to get all the soil around it nice and wet with that distilled water. So I do like to start my plants on the inside and protect them from the elements. So for at least the first 3 weeks to a month, they're going to stay inside right here next to this window. This is a south and west facing window. It gets some sun, not a lot because I've got those big redwood trees out there, so I'll cheat a little bit with the light. But the key is keeping them nice and safe in their infancy. So our target date for full transplant outdoors is the 10th of May. But before then, after these plants are about a month or so old, I will be moving them outside for an hour or 2, 3, just to get them acclimated with the sun. But until then, I do need to give these girls just a little bit extra light based on the shade situation I've got from those redwood trees. This is a pretty simple light. I got this at Home Depot. It didn't cost me much. If I remember correctly, I don't think it cost me more than about $30. So it's just a small little light, but I tell you what, it does what it's supposed to do when it comes to helping you germinate. And there we have it, Germination Day 2026 for Stroud Loud. Now I'm ready to grow some weed. Well, there you go, folks. Germination Day is a wrap here at Stroud Loud. 2026, we are now off and running. Hey, if you're getting anything out of these videos, please maybe forward it on to a friend or maybe like and subscribe. Your support is always very much appreciated. Remember, there is peace in growing.